once a week to look at it and to listen, I promise you there's more to it. I'll look it up. Hold on. But you're not going to get 600 a week if it's a part-time job for a few hours a day. Hold on. I know there's something more to that. Can you look up, Dan, can you look up minimum wage?
Federal minimum wage?
Yeah, and salary and all that.
Hey, Tom, I have a question. Does Alex have to go to that particular Buick dealer, or can he go to any Buick dealer? So why doesn't he try another one and see if they have a loaner?
He did. Well, loaners.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah, but for 60 days, for God's sakes.
What place is going to want to give a loaner for 60 days?
Hold on, guys.
I don't know.
Colorado Pain Care is the one that I go to for my pain. It's the one that I endorse. It's the one that I believe is the best for you because they take immediate action. They will study your case and they will help you immediately to get out of immediate pain. Then they work on longer term solutions and they have physical therapy as well. I urge you to at least consult with them. Don't accept pain as your new normal. Really, I'm so passionate about this because I know when you're in pain, your whole life is affected. They work with all major insurance, 303 GOT pain. That's 303 GOT pain.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not.
There's something.
Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest
Never heard of minimum wage. I mean, if you're on a salary, why would you be doing this?
To kind of look it up. Well, no, they do have salaried employees, but there is a minimum for salaried employees, but not for part-time, I don't think. And it would be federal, not state, I think.
When you get a minute, would you look at that?
It doesn't matter if salary or whatever. Federal minimum wage is $7.25.
Do you need another water?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. Let me go grab that real quick.
Non-exempt $7.25. I didn't know that. Federal minimum wages.
Call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669. And MLS number 3304.
Federal minimum salary $684. And what does he say he's getting? 100? He's working.
Hell, the freaking bump up on unemployment right now is more flavor.
The oldest, most reliable home remodeling company.
We'd better off to have a kid just go
164 he's working, he said.
Thank you very much.
For K&H, the company.
So he's saying he's getting $4 an hour.
For 40 to 60. First one, he says he's working 40 to 60 hours.
Right, that's 40 hours.
What kind of work he was doing?
In a palette of beautiful colors.
This is really good.
Running girls down on the streets. They're just not very good.
Definitely more into that. Okay, so.
And doors too. Schedule your own appointment
You're
online.
begging for you, let me see. Get a different job, you're right.
KHWindows.com.
K&H Home Solution has what you're looking for.
This view was worth the hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes.
Okay, so it did
prescription
some of it spread to lymph nodes.
45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
So 684 is the federal salary. They need to find out.
Okay, but does it say full-time? What does it say?
Does it say 684 a week?
Does it say what it's
See,
for?
John, they took half his thyroid out.
Right.
They didn't think it was cancer, but they took half his thyroid out because it was showing signs of it.
Right.
Then that came back with cancer. Now they're saying it's in the lymph nodes.
Right, that's what the second one is. It's probably 3 lymph nodes.
Oh, okay.
So the first one, the right side of it was negative. So they must have taken out something on the left. When they did the lymph nodes on the left side or the right side, they found that it extended to the lymph nodes. Did they do 2 operations or 1?
They did one, and they're taking the rest of his thyroid out.
When he said for 40 hours, it would be $4 an hour. So then I would just wait to see whether or not only 3 lymph nodes. Well, it depends. If it's only localized lymph nodes, it's not going to spread throughout his body. If it's only localized lymph nodes, it's not as bad as metastatic to other parts of his body. So I would wait to see what the results are on the second surgery.
you'll find at the Sharpest Right.
We'll test that too.
Oh,
Bob.
absolutely.
They're there for you. Check out the Sharpest Right.
All right.
Take a look.
Thanks, Doc.
You know, a lot of home service companies have great specials, and I'll tell you one that 888 Heating has, but I want to tell you something else about these guys. Their integrity and honesty is unbelievable. Here's what I mean. They'll come out even if your air conditioner is 15 years old.
So the federal minimum wage is only $7.25 an hour.
Right.
You looked up Colorado, right?
No, it's not. No, that's a state wage. You see, he said federal. He said
The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Right.
That's federal.
Federal salary wage is $6.84 a week. He said he was salary.
By your
Right. So you have that? It is $6.84 a week?
Friday will see temperatures in the low 90s today with a chance for a few isolated storms by this afternoon. On Fox 31, pinpoint weather team.
Which in a 40-hour work
In
week is
America, the
$17.
future belongs to everyone. So Ford built the cars, trucks, and
There's more
SUVs of
into
the
that,
future
so
for
He
everyone.
can't be paid.
Ford
If he's getting
Trucks
paid
and
$146,
America.
he should
Now
find
with
another,
additional
he can
bonus
find
cash
another
on
job
top of
tomorrow.
$4.
They'll pay him twice
You
that
can
much.
quit his job and get the bump in unemployment.
He can't quit. He has to be fired.
No, you don't. Google should tell you anyway.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, we're looking up wages, okay? And it's for sure there are minimum wages for salary, but it also depends on how much work you're asked to do. Have you been able to break it down, Dan, at all on that?
No, it doesn't say.
Doesn't say what type of work it is. Just says that's the federal minimum salary, $6.84 a week.
Okay. So, John, you know, I guess what that means is you wouldn't have a salaried part-time worker. You just wouldn't, because you'd either have to pay him too much or whatever. I mean, this guy seems to be screwing up no matter what, because he's not. No. I mean, if he paid you by the hour, you know, does he say?
My wait, I would make about 8 times that.
No, I understand that. Does he claim, though? Will he claim it's meant? I'm not going to ask you if you agree. Would he claim that it's meant to be a part-time job?
He might claim that, but he can't validate that claim.
Well, what I mean is, when you're hired, how did you get hired? Was there an ad that
got hired as a resident manager team?
A resident manager what?
Team.
What do you mean by team?
My wife and I both work here full time.
Got it. Okay. Now, do you also get a resident? Do you get the residents?
We get the residents, and the law says they can reduce our salary by 10% for that.
Okay. If you get a residence, see, this is complicating things. Now, are you both being paid $146 each?
Yes, that's correct.
Resident managers, husband and wife, and they're each being paid $146 plus they get the apartment.
But he said this was federal, right?
Well,
but
no, he's looking at federal law.
Our salary by 10% for additional compensation.
You know, listen. Here's the thing: federal law sets the minimum, but state can go above it. State cannot go below it. So
the state agrees with it.
Well, state actually here says it's $778.85 a week.
Okay, then it would be state. Well, I know, but then state would be more, John. Why do you go to the federal if state is more? State is allowed to.
It was the first thing that I saw.
No, okay, but state prevails over federal if it's more, if it's more beneficial. They can't go under federal, but they can go over federal wage. So that's the one.
Way under both.
Yeah, but that's the one we should be concentrating on. We should be concentrating. Okay, so this is weird. I mean, and so you live there and take care of the place, right?
Right, and it's a 500 storage unit facility. 500 units. They make around $60,000
Wait a minute.
a month.
But what kind of residence is it? Is it an apartment?
It's an apartment inside the facility.
Okay, and are you sure they can only reduce it 10% for a residence? Yeah. I mean, what if it
can only be reduced 10% for any other compensation that they give you?
We need to check with a labor attorney. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, we can get you some help, though. And so this is a storage facility, a husband and wife team, each making $146 a week. And how many hours are you expected to work? I'm not asking how many you work. What does he expect you to work?
He expects my wife to work 40 plus hours a week. and then he expects me to do the maintenance.
Why did you take a job? Why did you take a job like that?
Well, we were unaware that the salary was so.
What do you mean unaware? You took the job. What do you mean unaware?
Well, we took the job because, number one, we were being evicted from where we were living.
All right, so you didn't have much of a choice. You were pressured, so you took the first.
Kind of forced into it. And
I get it.
I've addressed it with him. This is the third time I've addressed it with him, and he.
But we have to be careful, John, because we don't want you kicked out of there. We got to be careful.
Exactly.
A lot of people would want a place to live right now. Is he pleased with your work?
I don't see how he couldn't be. The deposits are up. The facility is cleaner than it's ever been, according to our customers.
Is there something we're not seeing, Dan, in the labor law? Are you looking? Yeah, I'm looking. All right. So we need to contact these people. You know, when we contact them, first let's get a labor attorney so we don't get you in trouble for nothing. We're going to work on getting that. But, Suze, before the attorney comes on, we may have to continue this until Monday because I want real answers. I don't want, off the cuff.
I need real answers, too.
Yeah. No. What I mean is you may have to wait till Monday. Is that okay?
That's fine.
But we will get an attorney, a labor attorney, to address this. And one of the things, even though Sean doesn't, remember Sean did some labor law? He knows a lot about labor law. Even if he doesn't practice it now, we used to, remember, was it Sean Olson? Was it Olson?
I know what you're talking about.
He knew a lot about labor law. He might come on as an expert. But the point is this. What we want to know is really, how does that break down? How does that work with weekly salaries, hourly salaries, with other compensation like apartments? John, I know you did a little research, but I want to talk to someone who does this as an actual practice or has done it in the past. So hold on, all right? And we will get you back up on the air, maybe even today if we can get someone. Let's talk to Craig now. Craig, what's going on with you, Craig?
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
You were talking earlier about people with the satellite, they sign up to a subscriber and end up paying for things that they're not aware of.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, junk fees. A lot of people get, there's all kinds of stuff that can happen.
Well, we kind of have that going on with our, the state legislature, and Governor Polis signed a bill.
Yeah.
Which initially sounded like a really good deal. They were going to lower the Parks Pass fees in the state of Colorado. But what they didn't tell you is they're kind of backdooring it. They are adding a $40 extra fee. Again, it's not a tax, because as a tax, we'd have to vote on it.
Right.
And they know how people would vote on it.
Right.
So what they did is they added a $40 fee to everybody's vehicle registration. I don't believe it starts this year, but next.
Wait, so when we go to register our vehicle, we'll pay more. And why do you think this is in direct correlation with lowering park passes?
Well, of course, when you lower the daily fees, or when you go into the state parks, on a day-by-day basis.
Yes.
To offset that, to drop that price, that funding has to come from somewhere else.
Well, I understand that, Craig. But are you talking about regular vehicle registrations, not registering with the state park? You're talking about when we go to get our license and register our vehicle, we are going to pay $40 more.
Yes, we are.
Okay, now, but Craig, what I'm saying is, who's to say that's in direct correlation with state park fees? They could be raising registration on vehicles for all kinds of reasons. There might be all kinds of things they're paying for, not just that, right?
Well, if you've ever looked at your vehicle registration when you get your receipt, it's becoming a longer and longer laundry list of things that you're paying for, like bridge improvement fee.
Oh, I see. They actually delineate on there what you are paying for.
Yes, and that will show up on your vehicle registration, but the thing that I need to make people aware of.
Yeah.
Now, out of all the drivers that register a vehicle in the state of Colorado, how many of those do you think really actually want to pay for a $40?
No, hardly any of them, Craig. I get what you're saying, but again, Are you telling me that additional $40 is only to fund the free state parks. Is that what you're saying for sure? Because I don't know if it is. I'm just asking. You're assuming it is. Is it for funding that only, or are there other things it's funding?
No, it's primarily for that. Because,
how do you know that, Craig? Let's just go there.
Well, I've read the bill.
Okay. Oh, okay. And they say in order to offer free state park access, we are going to increase registrations by $40?
Well, no, you won't get, again, you're not going to get free state parks access. You're going to have a reduced fee.
Right.
But to offset that, they backload it onto your vehicle registration. Everybody that registers a vehicle...
Craig, I am totally with you. If you ask 100 people, how many of you are willing to pay $40 more to register your car in order to get lower state park fees for you? No one would do it.
Okay, now you can opt out. Now this is what I'm trying to make everybody aware of. Now, I don't know exactly...
All right, then hold on. Craig, if you're telling me there's a way to opt out of this, you got to hang on, and I got to give you more time. You sound very informed.
Hang on. Do you know anything about
Yep, I'm reading it right here. He's
okay,
exactly right.
Chime in.
He's exactly right.
Chime in. This is fucking great. I love when we give good information.
So you get a discounted parking lot.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, a tough drive through the Gap project right now. Heavy volume on southbound I-25 between Castle Rock and Larkspur, and a crash on the northbound side just past Greenland. Looks like that's been cleared out of the way. But still jammed northbound from Monument. No major problems on the
California's probably doing it.
metro area.
It doesn't say, well, it actually says Montana and Michigan do a similar thing.
Into the high country for the weekend.
See, this is right off the cusp of the Division of Wildlife and Parks is also denying people access to certain areas unless you have certain license because of all the additional tourism, especially what happens when people have no place else to go.
In America,
damaging property, damaging land.
So Ford built the cars, trucks, and SUVs.
So this article doesn't say how you opt out.
And built for America. Now,
so if you have multiple vehicles,
on top of current offers,
you can charge for each one. Now you
can
opt out.
FixMyHome.com is offering complete HVAC systems, furnace and air, for just $77 a month with their special financing. Now that's for an average home. But here's the deal. No matter what, they have the systems. You may not need a new system. That's all well and good. They can do maintenance for you. FixMyHome.com, they can do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. But the point is, if you're going to need a new system, don't get caught in a supply chain problem later on in the fall when you're waiting for the cold to come. Don't get caught in the middle of winter for sure. FixMyHome.com. They're doing replacements right now, $77 a month for an average home. 720-526-3939. Floors are such an important part of a home. You can buy floor coverings anywhere: carpeting, hardwoods, engineered floors, luxury vinyl tile. So the point is that you can buy it anywhere. But my selling point for Simply Floors is the convenience and the better people and the better prices. If you want better prices, better installers, and just an overall better experience, don't be churned through a mill or tossed into an exchange. Go with an in-home visit from good people. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Wasn't your fault, and dealing with the other guys in
I guess that's the biggest thing, is where to find out to opt out. And 2023 is when it starts.
Like Bell and Pollock, the team that fights for the money raised for repairs or injury claims.
That's the big thing is, most people will just let it go, I assume. I would have let it go, because I didn't realize it.
From the champions of the people.
Well, right now it's just a bill.
No, he signed it. It's called Keep Colorado Wild Annual Pass Bill.
For fund manager. It's selecting the right
Keep Colorado Wild.
How do you pick the advisor that's right for you?
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out why he would do it, because if it's going to go on every vehicle out there.
Yeah, every Colorado vehicle.
Because how many vehicles do you see that has the Colorado Parks Pass in it? Definitely not every one of them.
No. But it doesn't give you a free park pass. It just allows you to buy one for half price.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm paying $40 even though I never use it.
Starting 2023.
Okay.
Right.
But even now, park pass.
And it can be no
Unless you get
more
the family
than
pass.
40.
The family pass allows you to move it in between.
Right. We had people complaining. Did you hear the show, Jeff, about that? What happened was some guy paid for a pass, and he had one of the hanging tickets.
And he just showed it to him.
He just showed it to him, right? And because he didn't pay for a family pass,
they said they wouldn't accept it unless he put it on his vehicle.
Right.
But they might not have explained it to him correctly.
because he didn't pay for family pass.
That's the purpose of having the family pass, is you can move it in between.
Right, exactly.
But he didn't buy the family.
He didn't buy it, so they made him attach it.
But he was just showing the pass to him.
Right.
And they said, no, we can't accept that.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? He bought the one vehicle pass.
Oh, okay, then he expected to live a little bit.
Right, right.
Well,
He
then
didn't
you
put
attached to the windshield.
Exactly, and that's what the guy told him.
Right.
So that doesn't, it's neither here nor there, you make him attach it to the windshield while you're sitting there.
He didn't explain, I don't think the guy there.
He didn't explain it
Well,
well.
they all was going in.
Yeah. It was just a decal you put on your windshield.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a decal,
Well,
because it's the exact same material that you get for your hunting and fishing license.
Oh.
Okay, so it's going to be this,
Right.
so it's going to be this size.
Right.
And you'll have the year on there, so on and so forth. And then you have to take like
Their special thing, because you can't scrape it
that's
off.
on the,
I thought it was on the ticket, so that you got to put it on there.
Well, yeah, you use tape, just put it up on the windshield. If you have a family pass, then they
handicap
some
sticker.
sort of placard or something you're supposed to put
On hanging on the.
Yeah, it's like a handicap
We have a
sticker.
printer in the office, right?
But
Pick them up
that,
at any divisional wildlife, or I think any place where you, no, I think it has to be a divisional wildlife office.
When you live in Colorado,
Which why they don't send it with the family pack, I don't know.
with hail or damage.
They should just send it, I mean,
But don't worry, we
makes
have
zero
Golden
sense.
Spike Roofing. Call for a free roof inspection and
I can give you the answer. Bureaucracy.
there is no one better than Golden Spike Roofing to help you out. Call 303-942-1386 or find them online at goldenspikeroofing.com.
so they're gonna make a lot of money on this, because you're right, unless really everybody put it out there. And it might be a pain in the ass to opt out too. This does not say how to opt out.
So I get it for
You may not be able to opt out.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, you can?
They call it an optional.
Okay.
Optional park pass fee coming to Colorado vehicle registration.
Group show, Saturdays at 11.
So what if everybody opts out? Are you still gonna get
So
a?
here's another thing, how about motorcycles?
That's the Trading Group show, Saturdays
Well,
at 11 a.m.
what about?
Well, they do motorcycles too, that's part of it also.
Yeah,
I guess, vehicle, bicycles.
But the question is, if everybody opts out, they're not gonna have enough funds to get people half price
And
tickets.
that's why the $40 is the maximum.
Right.
You could go down to 20.
But what if everybody opts out? Where are the funds gonna come from to get people half price tickets?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
713-8255. All right, now, you know, I love this show because it's an exchange of ideas. How to buy, what to buy, where to buy, when to buy, who to avoid, who sucks, what problems are there in everyday life. It's the everyday life show, the things that make you tick and the things that tick you off. Much of our information comes from smart people like our listeners. Craig called in and made us hip to a situation, and we looked it up, and he's sure as hell right. Here's what Craig said. He said that the state wants to reduce state park fees. And by the way, I didn't hear the public clamoring for that to begin with. It was like I didn't hear an upswell of people saying, lower our state park fees. And, you know, apparently there is a move to lower fees, and in order to do it, they're raising car registrations. Now, that seems to me to be a hefty price, $40 increase. We're already one of the most expensive states when it comes to registering a car, and now they want to add $40 to that registration.
And that's the maximum, Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
If they make enough money, they could drop it.
Okay. Now, that $40, Dan, that $40 is not to give people free park access. It's to lower the fee. Do you know how much it lowers the fee, Dan?
50%.
50%. So they're going to cut the fees in half. Thank you, Craig, for bringing that up. If we want to pay $40 more for our vehicle registration. But here's the thing. I think if you ask 100 people how many would be willing to increase their vehicle registration by $40 in order to get half admission into state parks, I don't think anyone would agree to it. So how the hell did this go through to begin with? Well, it's our state legislature. Now, Craig, what I'd like to ask you, you said before the break there is a way to opt out of it. Now, what does that mean, opting out? Does that mean that me, as an individual, can opt out of that extra $40?
You can, but at this point, I don't think that's been determined because we're still a ways off from this fee being added to our registrations. I don't know if that
So this has not actually been approved yet?
Well, the bill's been passed, but as far as determining how to opt out, I don't think they've determined
But then
how to
who
do that.
told you you could opt out of it? You said you could opt out of it. How do you know that?
Well, I read that somewhere.
No, that's true. That's true.
All right, Dan, but this was this doesn't make sense. If I opt out of it, me, Tom, I opt out of the $40, do I still get the benefit of a half-price fee?
No. Then you'll have to pay the full $80.
Well, how do they know? They flag my license plate?
I suppose. I don't know.
I mean, seriously.
They'll probably have to look at your registration.
So you mean to tell me that there will be people that get in for half price and other people that do not?
But the people who get in for half price or buy the half price ticket will have paid that fee on their
and in order to buy that, in order to buy down the fee, you have to show proof somehow that you paid that extra $40 at registration. And I wonder if there'll be an extra sticker on your license plate.
Well, and considering right now parks passes for a single vehicle is $80, you're still paying the same amount.
Right. They're hoping people don't opt out, and so they get a lot more of these $40 fees. And this doesn't take place till 2023.
But if people don't opt out, what's the benefit? That we can get in for half price?
Well, you got to pay $40. You're really
not getting in for half price.
Well, yes, you are.
You paid half at one point and half at another.
Guys, hold on. Think about this. $80, you pay a $40 registration fee once, but you can get several half-price tickets, right or wrong, or is it one-time fee?
No, half price for a season pass.
Oh, so in 2 years, oh no, because you pay it every year. Well, then that's stupid.
Right, but they're hoping people just let it go on their license and then they won't do the park pass fee or the...
So, Craig, are you calling us so we're aware that we have to start looking for ways to opt out when they allow us to?
Sure, and again, if you go into the motor vehicle...
This is a good point.
You know, I know we have to renew a vehicle right now, and there's a card, and of course you have to have an emissions test every other year, and you have to put that number in there, and you can re-register your vehicle by mail, or if you go into the Department of Motor Vehicles and do it in person, which was all, shut down during COVID, but you can, I guess, go in now and do that. When you get your number called and you go up to the attendant at motor vehicle and you say, look, I would like to opt out. Please take that $40 off of my...
How do you know that's the process?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe that's how they're going to do it. I don't think they've determined how they're going to.
But are you sure there isn't? Wait, how is the wording for that opting out, Dan? You say the bill actually provides for it.
It just says you can opt out.
You can opt out.
But it doesn't say how.
One moron will not opt out.
Right, but I'm sure many morons won't know about it.
Well, Craig's helping us morons.
They're gonna make money on the deal because how many people really read the fine? Do you ever look at your receipt when you re-register a vehicle? I saw one pop up that I had never seen before, and we have a 2012 automobile. Okay, it's 9 years old. A couple years ago, they added an age of vehicle add-on. They don't even call it a fee. They don't call it a tax, of course. But it's called an age of vehicle add-on. It used to be if you hung on to your vehicle long enough, you would see your registration prices drop and drop and drop, and then it usually bottomed out. It got no less than about $70.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do maintenance.
Okay, and I would love to have you as a deputy someday to look into issues. You sound like you're very thorough. This is a good topic. Honest to God, Craig, this is why I love my audience. Suze, get Craig's contact information. We're going to look at this, Craig. We got a comment on his comment. Go ahead, Bob. What's your comment on Craig's comment?
Hi, Tom. So,
hey.
As I understand it, okay, it's not that you have to opt out of it, and this doesn't take place until 2023.
Right, but it's still ready. That's like tomorrow, right? The way the world turns now? Come on. Okay, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that you're going to have to check a box saying you want that park pass. Okay, it's not going to just automatically fly onto your registration.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, yeah. Well, I retired from Parks and Wildlife.
Okay.
So I have an idea that, and I understand what the gentleman is saying, but it doesn't work like that. And you said something about a sticker on a license plate. Actually, the park pass goes on your windshield. It's a little green square.
But hold on. Let me ask you this though. You worked for them. So are you saying when this new increase on vehicle registrations go through, at the window they will give you the choice? They will say, do you want the added reduced park pass?
Absolutely.
And will they issue it right there when you register?
No, it'll probably be mailed to you like all licenses are. So anything you do, like if you buy a hunting license or a fishing license or a park pass online, it's all mailed to you. So I doubt that you
definitely won't get
part.
I got to take this quick break. We'll come right back. Hold on.
Here.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Gravina's Window Center.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, a tough drive through the Gap project right now. Heavy volume on southbound I-25 between Castle Rock and Larkspur. A crash on the northbound side just past Greenland has been cleared, but it's still jammed northbound almost back to Baptist Road. No major problems on the highways here in the metro area, just the usual Friday afternoon volume slowing. Off the freeway, there is a crash on eastbound Mississippi at I-225. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon, a chance for some isolated thunderstorms. Will cool off to about 60 overnight tonight. It's 90 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Replacing your windows should be stress-free. That's why Gravina's Window Center of Littleton recommends Infinity fiberglass windows. Infinity is the smart choice for new windows. Learn more at windowsforyourhome.com.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free
market valuations of your home. Now, Frank, of course, will list your home and help you sell your home. He'll help you find a home. And he has a full-service real estate company, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, with RE/MAX Alliance. But he also does free market valuations of your home to give you an idea what your house will sell for in the open market. Way better than a Zillow, way better than an appraisal, because it's based on his actual market experience. 303-920-1622, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, Frank, tell us about, Mark, I want to know about Get Found Fast, because it's been doing phenomenal.
Well, if you're Frank Duran, the real estate man, and someone types in real estate guy Denver, you want to come up. You don't want your competition coming up. You want to be at the top, and it doesn't matter if it's Bing, Yelp, or Google.
And they help us
play
with referralist.com.
Big time they help us.
So what are they doing free for people?
The webinar, it's crazy. They'll pull up all the Google analytics. Are going to tell you what keywords people are using to find you, and more importantly, what your competition's doing. Just check it out. It's free. You can do it face-to-face over the web. GetFoundFast.com. GetFoundFast.com.
All right, let's talk about a criminal defense attorney. It's not something people think about. I hope you never need Joe Lazzara. But here's the point. I've done the shopping for you, so you don't have to shop under stress. I've known Joe for 30 years. You can depend on him to give you a criminal defense, and that means like a DUI. Yeah, that's a criminal defense. Or smoking weed and driving, a DWAI. Here's the point. You need someone to take the case. Don't ever try to represent yourself or deal with police or anyone on your own. So call them if you need them. Flat rate pricing, free consultations, 303-429-0000. $6,200.
You know, there's a lot of HVAC companies and plumbing companies out there that charge a lot of money just to come out and give you an estimate. I mean, anywhere from $39 to $199 to get a plumber out to your house. The guys at Master Rooter decided, you know what? We're not going to charge for estimates anymore. No tricky fees like trip charges. But if you're in the Denver metro area and you want a licensed plumber out to your house for a free estimate, you need to call these guys. And here's the other thing I love about Master Rooter. Listen to this. They own their own excavation company. So if you ever need any kind of thing when it comes to sewer lines or water lines, these are your guys. Write this number down. Put it in your phone, 720-434-3406, Master Rooter Plumbing, on our referral list at referrallist.com for almost 15 years, 720-434-3406.
And speaking of heating and air and all that stuff, wouldn't you love to have a solar system to help you generate energy?
Hell yeah.
How long does it take? Genesis Solar is doing something remarkable. They will do a site evaluation. How does it work?
Well, you call up or you go to genesissolarco.com and fill out 4 or 5 things on the web. They'll contact you back, usually within 20 minutes if it's during business hours.
And they don't even have to come to the house.
No, they have these satellites. They don't own the satellites, of course, but they get pictures from these people that have satellites up there, and they can see how many trees are in the way and everything, and figure out how much money you can save with solar. Then, you know
They
what
guarantee it.
They guarantee the
For
savings.
25 years. If you don't get the savings, they write you a check at the end of the year. This is remarkable. I've said it before, GenesisSolarCO.com. Finally, we have a solar company you can trust. Not only 25-year performance guarantee, but you have a 25-year guarantee on all components. That's GenesisSolarCO.com.
There's no doubt this is an okie doke. I mean,
What is it? What happened? I missed it.
okay, so in 2023,
20, that's 2 years from now.
I know they're going to
So
put
who cares?
$40
It's
fee
really, it's
on
important.
everybody's license.
They're going to put what?
A $40 fee on everybody's vehicle registration.
$40.
$40.
You know what? That's
Just another fee.
You know
now
what it
you get
gets
to-
you?
Now you get to buy a park pass for $40 versus $80.
It gives you half price park pass.
But what is the fee for?
You still pay the
Park
same
pass.
thing.
To buy down your park pass,
Yeah.
even if you don't fucking ever go to a park.
Right.
No, but wait. What is it? But it's still a new tax.
But
They don't even have to
But
give
Mark,
you that
that's why
benefit.
they're doing it this way.
The fee.
They're doing it this way.
See, but the thing is, at least
That's how they get around
At least
Tabor.
it's a
Yes.
Yes. And at least at
Welcome.
today's park pass prices, you're not saving a dime. If I pay $40 at the window of the DOW or the DMV, and I go over to CTW, I pay another $40. It's still $80-something.
Usually not in the morning. I floss.
No, here's the other thing. You can opt out. It doesn't say how to opt out, but you can opt out. Well, this guy is saying.
Well, okay, if you can opt out, who cares?
Just doesn't say what the doing is. Like you say, you have to opt in. So if they're hoping people.
that's what he's saying.
Right. I'm not sure that's what I'm saying. Here's the article.
Mark, it's a really good topic.
Here's the article right here. I'm just saying that he's saying you have to opt in. He's wrong. Right. And I think this guy works. I know he doesn't work for CPW.
Your own comment.
Okay. So yes, if you were CPW, yes, you have those questions. You have to answer. He says, I'm sure it's going to be. You got to say you want. No, you don't. You got to say you don't want it. But here we don't know how to opt out.
Because it doesn't say you have the option to opt in. It says you have the option to opt out.
What did she mention about?
Somebody called in about Craig. Just somebody recognized his voice.
He's a good guy or what?
No.
No. That he's what?
She won't tell me. She said she'll comment on it.
Oh, she's teasing.
You got to be used to that.
Yeah. It's true.
Bob is completely wrong. There's a mandatory option, optional opt-out. Michael Brown was talking about this the other day.
There's an option. You have to take the option for the option to optionally come out.
Yes. Unless that's not
That's not the way this article says.
Listen, Bob is
Oh, you can't opt out because you didn't take the option to opt out.
We need to call Kramer.
We're sorry, sir. You know, leave it to fucking government, though, man. To discount your park pass, but not discount it.
finish this up quickly. Craig says there's going to be an increase in registration fees starting 2023 of $40. That'll give you the privilege of having a half-price park pass. And really, he says that's kind of weird because if you ask 100 people how many want to do this, not many will do it. And he says they're forcing it on us. However, Bob says, wait a minute, you can opt out of it. Or excuse me, Craig says you can opt out of it, but it's unsure how. And Bob, you say that there is no opting out. They're going to let you select it, right?
That's absolutely right. And
are you positive of that? They're going to ask you, do you want to pay the extra park fee?
Right, and if you receive your registration in the mail, there's going to be a place on there. Do you want the park pass?
Okay, we don't know. Okay, Dan's saying he's not seeing that in the
That's
article.
not what this article says.
We're going to revisit this on Monday. Save all your problems for me.
And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Michael Brown is next on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual...
They recognize